So today I'm going to play Gunlok. This is by the developer Rebellion, which has also done a couple other games, most notably, as far as I'm concerned, Sniper Elite. So that's cool. Apparently it's a re-release. This is a squad-based action-adventure, real-time strategy video game that was released in 2000 and then re-released in 2009. So this is the third release of this game. It looks like it's just a port. They did do some graphics stuff. I was able to upgrade the graphics to 1080 or 1920 by 1080, so we'll see what we look like. One call out I'll say right from the get-go: if at any point during the screen while I was trying to deal with my video controls and everything, if you hit escape to try and back up through menus, it just closes the game. So be careful with that. So this supports single player and multiplayer. I'm going to be just playing single player for a little while and seeing what it's like. I do enjoy these style of games, and it's cool to see that an older game that I missed back in the day is getting some new light, and it's currently just shy of $5 on Steam. New game or training level? Well, I suppose I better do the training level. At least get the beginning sense of the game. Training mode. In your training, you will learn about movement, combat, stealth, using equipment, and weapons, and other features of Gunlok. First, let's go through the basics. There seems to be tab that moves you forward to these. If the training test is moving too slowly for you, you can tab key to skip on to the next part. Okay. Select Gunlok by moving the mouse over and left-clicking. To move, left-click anywhere on the ground. Pretty standard stuff. Move your mouse to the sides to move the screen. Caps lock locks the camera on him. Okay. Okay, all pretty standard RTS controls. And holding the right and moving the mouse up or down. That is inverted, which I never enjoy. Camera zoom by the mouse wheel, okay. Caps lock again to free the camera. If you have a middle mouse button, you can also... Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that before. To center, double click on that character's taskbar icon. Okay. Green triangle in front of the enemy as it's. Okay. These will change colors if you're detected. Status indicator, okay. I press the enter key to enter recon mode. Whoa, right in my face. Okay, that's cool. Look around using the mouse, you can zoom. Zoom the left mouse, okay. Left-clicking will display various pieces of data. Full range of information. We have site pickups. Continues with range. The pointer will spin, otherwise it will still. Okay. Apparently point blank is out of range. Left click the enemy robot to attack it. That is exactly what I'm doing. I don't think I was supposed to be this close to him by this point. There we go. Somehow I accidentally paused the game, apparently. Just so busy reading up top, I didn't notice the active pause down at the bottom. Switch. Move the mouse pointer over the switch. It changes the green icon showing it activated. Okay. I don't normally like locked cameras in these kind of games. I don't normally like locked cameras in these games, but the camera was just a little awkward. Move to the remote switch point. Okay, that's what I clicked. Oh, I guess the first time I clicked it just didn't count. Junk piles are a vital source of supplies and often contain very useful items. Search check the points will change to a pointer. Okay. Hold shift and click on the various jump piles. Okay, I see. You can kind of queue them up. So we've got upgrades here. Gunlok is carrying. This one. Can't see my mouse down here. Okay. 2 ways to equip weapon. Click and hold over the particular weapon and drag it to Gunlok's right hand. Alternatively, you can double click on the weapon you want Gunlok to use. Try equipping the laser now. Items become solid instead of transparent to indicate when they are added. If an item is dragged onto the top of a previously installed item, it won't replace it. Try replacing the terrain scanner now. X button in the bottom right corner when you're ready to leave upgrade. Oh, I was looking all the way at the bottom, not just the bottom of that stuff. Its radar capability allows you to see nearby allies and enemies. Okay. Move the terrain scanner around by dragging it with your left mouse button. The scanner can also be configured in other ways using the controls on the left side. The top button resizes it while in the middle button toggles its auto dock feature. Bullet icon. Okay. Types of ammo available. For your current weapon, any ammo in your inventory is green, while ammo currently used is red. You know, I think I'm going to just get through some of this training, and then we'll come back to when I play the actual game. It looks like this has some interesting mechanics, but I can't imagine that watching me do this actual training is very fun. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I had said that I was going to pause until I finished the training, but I decided the final mission of the training actually sets up for like a little mini mission. I thought it would be a pretty good way to continue this review. A couple notes I'm going to say just after doing the training. I think it is very important to do the training. This game is actually pretty in-depth for like the different controls you have available to you, and just the different mechanics of each of the characters. So I would definitely recommend that. I will say, after going through the training, some of the controls are a little wonky just compared to today's standards. But this game was originally released in 2000, almost 20 years ago, and then re-released in 2009, but I don't know if it had any reworks done during that. So overall, a lot of the controls are very similar to what we're used to with a standard RTS. They just, not all of them run quite as smoothly as we're used to. But actually, after completing the training, I'm super excited for this. If the story holds up, this is legit. I am very pleased so far with how all of this goes. As you can see, we've gotten up to where we've got a squad. All four of them have different like primary abilities. We've got Gunlok, our main character here, who's a human with strong armor, and his tech in his armor makes it to where any weapon he uses better than any of the robots. We've got Hark here, is a really small, really fast robot, the fastest robot in the group. I accidentally ran in, apparently I wrote something. And then we've got Friend here, who is the slowest robot. He's heavy. They say he can use heavy weapons, and then also his sheer size and armor makes it to where you can actively use him as mobile cover. And then we've got Elent here, who they didn't talk anything about his specific weight or what weapons he can use, but he's in between them for speeds. And then he's got, if I go into his upgrade screen, can use standard weapons, but he's got these two arms, interface arm and repair arm. Interface arm can be used to, say, take out generators, or it said something about potentially even taking out enemies. I haven't tested that in the tutorial yet. Using no ammo and being a lot quieter, because this game also supports stealth. The repair arm is a healing mechanism. You just take it and you shoot a friend and it heals them. In fact, actually, close out of this. Hark. Oh, I guess he's actually not bad. And then it's got this whole mechanic where if we pause it through, which is the space bar, you can hold shift and like queue commands up, and then let's actually press S and cancel those. One of the things you can also do is individually you can click people and queue them, and then I'll click Hark and tell him to run up and harvest this, and I'll tell friend to just kind of sit here on patrol, and I also want Gunlok to join him. And so then when I unpause, they'll all do their individual commands that I told them to. The other thing that can happen there is, and you'll learn all this going through the tutorial, but these are just call-outs that I think are super cool. If I pause, I can do the same thing, we'll just give some random commands for now. Running around. Okay, so I've got all my commands. Gunlok, Elent, Hark, and Friend all correspond to 1, 2, 3, 4. So coming out of this, I could actually just say, you know what, I want to start with Hark. I want him to go. So I press 3, active pause goes, but nobody else executes their command. So now, Hark, whether at the end of his command or at a specific point, say I'm waiting for Friend and he's really slow, and I want, once he's halfway through his command, I know I've finished that, I'll be like, okay, and then the other people start executing commands. And so you can really chain things together to set things up. And one of the tutorials, they take a really simple scenario and have you set up an ambush using Hark because of just how fast he is. And so my final job here is to infiltrate this base and destroy this big robot. I don't think it's going to be too difficult, given that this is still a tutorial mission, but it's a neat way to end it off, and I figured that was good enough to come back and start recording again. These crates here, they say contain supplies. They mentioned that you could use the zoom feature, which I'm trying to remember how that works. Enter did that. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so that's not the zoom feature that they intended. There is some way to look into these crates. Accidentally hit the wrong button, and now I seem to have... What did I just do? Well, I'm gonna... That is one thing. This is the second time I've encountered a little glitch where when I just couldn't remember a control and was pressing a couple buttons to guess, I ended up kind of breaking it. So we'll just restart the level. Oh no, we don't want to restart the whole training level. We're going to exit to menu. Of course, the whole point of me pausing was to speed things up for anybody watching, but here we are. the whole thing is one level, but you can just jump in at any area. I was on the final area. Here we go. Cool. It might... I'm going to just tab through this because I already read all this. There we go. Okay. So, let's do this without doing things that I think might break the game. Oh, so that would be an auto turret. I don't remember if I had paused yet by the time I hit this, but there are remote mines that can be set, and then also noise-making beacons you can throw out, and those can be detonated at will. And the cool things there is, one, you can lay traps. You can, if you have the equipment and lay out multiple mines, it sounds like you can detonate them individually as you want, or press a special key to detonate all of them. The sound one is actually so on our enemies here. So I said this game supports stealth. This going back and forth radar is where they're currently like scanning and paying attention. That usually sticks out a little farther than the circle, I've noticed, and then the circle shows how far they can pick up noise. And so if you want to sneak by them, you need to avoid that stuff, and you can take your characters, and if you move them into water or these junk piles, and you press C, they'll actually hide. And so if you're not well equipped to take on enemies, you can just stealth past them. That was one of the callouts they made with the lint, like I said, was that you can use his interface weapon to take out his interface arm to take out enemies without using ammo and much more silently. You can also apparently use it on these. Fills up a little bar. There we go. What do we got? Let's go see what he got. Heavy plasma rounds. I have a feeling that is going to go to friend here. So what we've got heavy plasma rounds right here. You just click and drag it into the person you're giving it to. Then I can open theirs. I can see that apparently that turret. And see, that is some of the glitches I found. It looks like I actually managed to move while I was in that menu. Oh, these are neat. I didn't realize these would spawn. So they also showed us one of the cool things with Elint is these were actually originally stealth. Let's see if any of the other ones are out here. Okay, no, they aren't. Were originally stealth mines that if you move him through, he would see, and you can use that same deal, the interface, to deactivate them and make it safe for everybody. So he really is your utility guy, whereas Hark, once you feel kind of safe or you just need a scout, he moves very quickly. He can get into, there's apparently size restrictions, and he can get into areas that the other people just can't. Friends, heavy weapons can break down things to open up pathways for everybody. They all interact in these really neat ways, I think. This might actually be a good example. I don't know if Elint will fit through here. Let's check this. Yeah, see, it won't let him through. If I take Hark here, I should be able to just move right in. The question there is, though, can I use... So these generators, at least the other ones I saw in training, are not affected by weapons. So you had to use his arm to affect them, which it does not look like I can do through the wall, which makes sense. See how much damage it takes to... No, I don't want to be wasting all my shots. Let's see what we got here. Oh, they made that a lot easier than the previous ones. I mean, that would make sense if they're going to make such a small thing be what's required to get in there. So what we have is this heavy turret that's going to shoot through the laser. There it goes. And I know that there's no way to kind of stop that, so I'm sending in my heavy guy to just kind of see how much damage he does if I have him attacking. Oh, quite a bit. And then we're going to have him back up and let the big guy here wear off. Honestly, if the big guy hears us through here, whatever. Oh, hey! Did that not destroy and I'm just wasn't paying attention? I was so focused on the big guy. So I need to back out then, because I am not... It looked like I actually accidentally lured the big guy into the turret fire. That's funny. There was a call out there, if you noticed. Friend walked out here, and then when he was done, he still turned around and fired right into this wall. It seems like if you don't specifically tell them to stop firing, they will just continue to fire, even after you've moved way out of range. So you have to press S to stop that. There was a call out. You can actively use that to your advantage with faster guys. You can strafe to avoid enemy fire, because as you can see, there's bullet time. As far as I can tell, there's no real bullet tracking. So you lose accuracy, but you also don't get hit as much. So there's your trade-off, because everybody you track your legit ammo here. I'm gonna just let friend tank this. Look, he's hardly taking any damage. Ha! His shots killed the big guy. That was the whole thing. And the big guy just got close and died to the AoE damage from friend's weapons. That's amazing. For the record, the only other one of that size that we've seen requires this big special move that Gunlok has that is just a devastating move for the robots, and also damages him to use. So I just assumed I was going to have to set that up again, but apparently not. I should just be able to pretty safely get in here. Friend, you're the slowest guy and your pathing seems to be horrible. Good stuff in here. Probably not, since this is just tutorial stuff. Kind of figured it'd tell me I was done with the tutorial. So a little lacking in self accomplishment for the... Oh, there it is. Duh. I spoke too soon. Yay! Completed the training. Now it is time for the real thing. So I'm going to exit to menu here. Oh, is it going to do it for me? Apparently I tried to exit to menu at the same time as it was kicking me to the menu, and that was one of the call-outs I mentioned. If you are in the menu at all and press the escape button, it closes the game entirely, which is annoying, but the game also launches super fast, and it's only in the menu, so not the worst thing in the world, especially for a game under $5. Let me get this launched again real quick. Actually, the first time I found it was because I was skipping through these, and then I accidentally made it into the menu and was just still trying to skip things, and it just kicked me right back out. Make sure that they're recording. Yeah, okay, that's recording. So I honestly think that for now I'm going to leave this here. I might record a little bit more at some point, but I can honestly say unless the story's complete crap, which I would be hard pressed to guess that that's the case for a game that's enjoying its third re-release. This game is solid. It's the controls are like, the controls are a little wonky, but nothing that's more than to be expected for a port of such an old game. But the interactions between the characters and the way that you can strategize and just that extra level on top of the RTS there is definitely appealing to me, and especially right now, it's less than $5. I think at full price it's just like $4.99. I actually, let me double check that right now while I'm talking to you. Gunlok. There it is. It's $4.24 right now because it's on sale from $4.99. So yeah, full price. This game is $5. I can definitely see that the makers of Sniper Elite came from a pretty strong background. If you like RTS games, you don't mind experiencing some of the old classics, I would definitely give this a go. I'm super excited to get in and actually try out the storyline. So yeah, I'm giving it a thumbs up. I absolutely think you should try this out if you like that style, and I hope you guys have a nice evening.